know, when I met my husband, I wasn't exactly sure that I even wanted to have kids. Like, I didn't rule out the possibility, but for me, I wasn't this person, this woman who was born with this maternal instinct. Like, some women just know they want to be moms, and that wasn't me. I didn't have this feeling come on until I was about 30 or 31 years old, and then just out of nowhere, bam, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And it was like, I was just clucky. It was all I could do, all I could think about. And I went from this woman who was like, kids, they're cute, you know, take them or leave them, to like, I really need to have this life experience. It's something that is really, really important to me for my human experience as a woman and as a person, to see what it's like to bring a new life into the world with somebody that you love, and in an environment that's safe and happy. And so that's what my husband and I created. It was this beautiful relationship, and it still is. Pregnancy just makes it a lot harder. And we had this, you know, great environment. We were healthy, we were practicing yoga, we were eating good food. So for me, I thought the pregnancy would just be like an extension into this great life that we had started together. And so we got pregnant really fast. The second month we were trying. I'd been kind of monitoring all of my bodily temperature and fluids, and that's probably too much information for everyone, but I actually knew I was pregnant before I took the test because of this fertility awareness method, system that I was kind of using, and I'd been using to try to get pregnant. And so when it happened in the second month, I just felt blessed, and I felt like we were right on track, and I was so excited. And I remember the morning that I found out, I had taken my temperature, which was still elevated, which to me meant that I could have been pregnant that day. And I waited to take the P test. You always see the woman run in with the P test, you know. I waited to take that because I just wanted like an hour by myself to kind of process it all and be excited about it, and it was so exciting. Sorry. But yeah, it was cool. So we were in New York for a conference, and I went to the hotel gym and I practiced yoga for like 30-45 minutes, just a nice gentle practice. And I thought in my head, I could be pregnant right now. This is so exciting. And I hadn't told my husband yet because he was still sleeping. It was early. And so after I finished practicing, doing my yoga practice, I took a shower, and then I had the P test, as they say, and I took it, and I remember like looking over after. They say it takes 3 minutes. It doesn't really take 3 minutes. It takes like 30 seconds. And I remember looking at it and having this like moment in the mirror. I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I was like, it was the first conversation I had with my future son, and it was just, oh my God, you're here, like, you're here. And for the next hour or so, it was just he and I that knew that, and it was a really special, very exciting time. And then it was time to tell Daddy. And I don't know, we had this thing where, for whatever reason, a lot of the big events in our lives have been captured on video camera, just happenstantially. And I didn't want this to be an exception to the rule, so like I said, we were in New York, and we ended up having breakfast at this little like Jewish deli down the street. And it was almost like out of Seinfeld. It was perfect. It was just what you'd expect in New York, and they had the corned beef hash and all that. And we were sitting in a booth, and I was able to actually put up my my cell phone and turn the video on without him knowing that I had turned it on. And obviously we were trying to get pregnant, so my husband's much more. He's more of my rock. He's more of the one that's locked up, and he's like, yeah, very logical. Of course we're going to get pregnant. So when I tell him, it's funny because he's reading the paper or something, and I have him set the paper down for a minute, and I go, I have something to tell you. and we goof around with each other all the time. For me to take a serious tone is like death or babies or something really serious. So I go, I have something to tell you. And he goes, and just for a minute, you see the shock and horror on his face, or the shock and delight, or just the pure shock or the life change. For like a millisecond, you see his face just go, and then he says, "You're pregnant." and just with a big smile, I said, yeah, I couldn't even get words out pretty much at that point. And almost as if on cue, like bad timing, a busboy comes over and pours some coffee for us. But then we get up and hug, and it was a really special moment.
Decentralize autonomous corporations. It's still up and running.
I have something to tell you.
When did you do that? Before what were you waiting for? For me to be fluffy? That's cool.
It's cool, baby. We have a lot more to do now.
That's cool.
I was so happy. I was like freaking out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Can you show it?
I'm so happy.
That's cool. I think we're going to stand up next.
No, of course not.
You'll be in trouble.
I think it's appropriate I tell you first. But I did just catch it all on camera.
Oh, that's cool.
What's your reaction, Ryan? Are you happy?
I'm happy. It's great. That's cheeky.
You like it?
I think you should taste it.
No, not yet.
No?
Yeah, that was the beginning. It was exciting. It was amazing. We'd started on this journey. We were going to be a family, and it was beautiful. It was perfect.